Hey, everybody. Welcome to tonight's broadcast. This is Chris, and I am here this evening with Josephine Wentzel. It's good to see everybody. Sorry about the a little delay here. And essentially, as you can tell, I'm in an undisclosed location, and we're grateful to have you here. We have with us Marshal Francisco Barajas. We have obviously Krystal's mom, Josephine Wentzel. It's great to have both of you here. Josephine, how are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me back, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, absolutely. Marshal Barajas, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good, Chris. Thank you. Thank you. Hi, Josephine.
Hello, Marshal.
It's good to have you both here. Okay, so this is a really great opportunity. Hi, everybody around the world. Let's show everybody as more folks start coming in, and let's see where you're from. We've got greetings from Scotland, Massachusetts, Norway, Arizona. Everybody, let's show some love for the U.S. Marshals Service and give them an idea of where you're at. We've got Australia in the house already. Let's see here: Atlanta, Georgia, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Missouri. How about our friends in Europe? Who do we have in Europe or in South America? Who do we have? Jersey, Nevada, California, Kentucky, North Carolina, London. Oh, this is great. So tonight, keep them coming, by the way. So the Marshal Service knows where you're from: New Zealand, New Hampshire. Everybody is chiming in here: Canada, Oklahoma, Texas, Chicago. Wow, it just keeps going. We love you guys. We're grateful that you're here. We've got almost 1,500 people so far, and it's I'll tell you guys, this is going to be an amazing program tonight. We're going to go over obviously Krystal's case again. Marshal Barajas he's the case agent. So we're going to allow you guys to talk to him directly through chat. And Francisco, so how that works is if they ask you questions, I just throw them up, and then you can answer them. You'll be able to read them, my friend. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, sounds great.
Okay, awesome. So let's give a recap of what we've got in the pipeline here. And Josephine, you lost your sweet daughter, Krystal. Give everybody a high-level run into your daughter's case again.
Well, Chris, as I shared last week, my daughter, Krystal Mitchell, had met a man while she was a property manager in Phoenix, Arizona. A potential tenant came in, and which happened to be Raymond McLeod. And he saw my daughter, and he basically started stalking her. And that was he had moved in the apartments around April 2016. In June 10th, well, he met my daughter. He kind of wooed her. She was running away from another relationship. There was somebody that was stalking her. So, McLeod came as a positive kind of a guy, a Marine, a doting dad, and he had weapons that he could loan her a gun to protect herself. And so, he wooed himself into her life, and my daughter agreed to date him. And one of the things she does, because she lives in Phoenix, Arizona, is take trips to San Diego. And she took a trip with him to San Diego, and he killed her when they got there. And I believe what happened was there was an altercation at the club they were at. And I know my daughter, she would not tolerate violence or anything like that. And I really believe with all my heart that she was going back to pack her things and leave. And he brutally murdered my daughter. And then he took her vehicle and went to San Diego airport, basically received some money, about $10,000 in his bank, and rented a vehicle, went into Mexico, and dropped the car off in Mazatlan, Mexico. From there, he fled through Cancun into Belize. I tracked him down in Belize with the U.S. Marshals, and From there, he fled into Livingston, Guatemala. And I found the hostel he was at. But by the time we got there, it was too late. He was gone. And that was in 2017. We're guesstimating probably April, May he fled, or even before that. And he's carrying a Canadian passport. He's using the alias of Matthew. And he goes by RJ. He's asked people to call him Maverick. And so here we are today.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. And of course, we're so sorry that you're having to experience this, but I can tell you this, you've got the best manhunters on the earth right in front of us here. And I want to give a shout out to the U.S. Marshal there who runs obviously not only the task force and the chief down there in the San Diego area, but for allowing Marshal Barajas to be here tonight. And guys and gals, let me tell you, he's the real deal, and he is on the hunt for Mr. McLeod. So that said, Francisco, just first of all, thank you for being here. We're very grateful again.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me in here. And it's we're us as a task force, as the office, as here in San Diego, and I mean, even as a country for the Marshals Service here, this case is high priority for us. Like I said, we're dedicated to apprehending this individual, and to be honest, I mean, we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop. We're going to continue ongoing, and anything is highly appreciated with from anywhere, any information that's coming down, even through these channels, through other means. I mean, this is great. I appreciate you having us.
Absolutely, my friend. So let's talk. let's educate the audience a little bit about what the United States Marshals Service does. Kind of give us a little high-level run on how long you've been looking for this knucklehead, and then, but more importantly, what you guys do. First of all, as an agency.
So as the agency itself, I mean, we're there. It's not uncommon that people ask us, "Hey, so what's up? What do you guys do?" We only see the movies, I guess, and that's only one portion of it, I guess. But no, our true responsibilities is the judicial system on here for the Marshal Service, for the federal government here. I mean, we were the first law enforcement agency, the federal law enforcement agency that was created through the federal government. And it was basically to the protection of the presidents at that time. The Secret Service wasn't created at that moment. But we were tasked. One of our first tasks were the protection of the judicial, of presidential staff in there, and also to serve process, basically to serve that summons. Hey, you're going to have to go to court, basically, on these things. From there, it just created on to other types of tasks in there. Mm-hmm. Ultimately, coming down to this of where we're at right now, where we're, like you said, manhunters. We conduct fugitive investigations in here, where it comes down that the individual is wanted for heinous acts, violent crimes, and then we'll adopt the case and we'll try to go ahead and apprehend them using any type of means, using other law enforcement agencies too as well. So we create a task force. The task force that is created, it's under our umbrella, which is the United States Marshals Service. Mm-hmm. So we have investigators, detectives from other agencies surrounding, depending on where we're at. So we have 94 districts, correct, throughout the U.S. 94 districts. From there, we branch out little sub offices in there, and from there we create, depending where we're at in the United States, we'll create a task force. In this particular one here, we're in San Diego, correct? So
Mhm.
we create a task force in there from other detectives, other sergeants from other departments. In this case, even state agencies too as well. Any law enforcement agencies that will be able to come down and be part of our task force in here, and we'll deputize them so we have U.S. Marshals Authority as a special deputy. So we'll deputize them so they could go ahead and have the jurisdiction to go and apprehend uh, other places around the United States.
Amazing.
So, and in some cases too, also international too, in different countries. We do have offices in other countries. In particular, we have some in Mexico too as well. So,
Very cool. So yeah, so essentially you get other officers and you cross swear them, and basically they become jurisdictional to the United States Marshal. Yeah, that's fantastic. So let's talk about your guy. And let me say this right up front: you must be a really, really amazing manhunter, because your guy here is on your top list, right? Tell us about that.
yeah, this is our he became our top 15, one of our top 15s in here for our agency. So basically we bring down depending on the case itself. So it's been 5 years basically. We bring him down. It's been 5 years. So he was wanted for murder. He was wanted for a homicide act. So that alone will make it one of our priority cases here for our task force. In particularly too is because also it's coming down from the San Diego Police Department too as well. So we have high respect for the department too as well, and we want to help out as much as we can. So soon after that, this becomes a major case for us. And during the time, we'll try to classify it a little bit more, but we're still conducting the fugitive investigation in here, trying to apprehend him. Ultimately, it comes down that, okay, you know what, this grants to be a top 15 for our agency,
Wow.
which means that more resources, of course, additional resources, whether it's from different agencies and even financial on trying to, because as a top 15, the reward is $25,000. Now, in this particular one, this has been granted as a $50,000 reward here for any tips that leads to the apprehension of him. So this is the first one that has been approved through our agency, through the history of our agency. So it's very high. It's top on our list, definitely.
Okay, so first of all, if you're just joining us, we got Marshal Francisco Barajas from the United States Marshals Service, and this is a opportunity, guys and gals around the world, to help the United States Marshals Service find this fugitive at large. And so, Dillan, can you blow that up a little bit more, if possible? Okay, so tell me about your guy. What do you want the world to know? But before you do that, let's have everybody else chime in. If you've just joined with us, let's show Marshal Barajas where you are at, where you're located. Tell me where you are in the world, and all of this information, as you guys know, will be available on the links below. They're available at the United States Marshal's office, but more importantly, that phone number you see down there, 760-310-4047. I asked him, are you sure you want your phone number? And he said, most definitely. So there you go. So Dillan keeps getting jumped out where he's at on his Wi-Fi. So we're going to have to, put some papers up here as we go along in terms of pictures and that kind of stuff, because we really want to get the word out there. And I see, people from all over. We have New Mexico, Nebraska, Puerto Rico now chiming in here, different states, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, Scotland again, UK again, the Buckeye State, Ohio, our dear friends in the UK again, in England, There, let's see, Mara Islands, California, Florida, Ohio. How about some folks down in South America or in any of the Mexico? If you folks are with us tonight, or overseas, Puerto Rico, I see another one, Australia. So tell us about your guy. What have you learned about him, and how can folks help?
So, so yeah, and it's one of those things that I mean, this guy, as soon as you see the poster, the flyer on this guy, I mean, come on, this guy, you could point him out. He's not going to hide in between people. I mean, wherever he's at, he is noticeable. As far as what you know, as far as what you've seen on here, I mean, even if you search him on the internet on here, there's a lot of pictures that has been posted out, a lot of information that has come out. I mean, thankfully, thanks to Miss Josephine, I mean, she has done a tremendous job on putting him out there. Basically, let's put it out there, blasting him on pictures, on information, and that created just a chain on other people, other agencies too. I mean, even willing to help out, to assist, and that's what we want. That's exactly what we want. And this individual, I mean, he goes out and I mean, there has been people that there's been information that has been put out that they've had called us up on. That, okay, yeah, we think that we've seen him here. We see a big guy with these distinctive tattoos on here that has caught our eye, and see that this guy he's not gonna hide where he's just gonna go ahead and tuck in and just crawl into a cave, and that's it.
And Francisco, point out why, because this guy is arrogant.
Absolutely.
He's a narcissist. And he's all about putting himself out there without any care to be caught or anything, because obviously someone's taking care of him.
Absolutely. Someone he's definitely he's being taken care of. He's being taken care of. I mean, who knows if it's somebody from there where he's at, where he's hiding out, is based out of fear, or even somebody from the States helping him out too. I mean, even financially too as well. So, yeah.
So Dillan keeps getting kicked out, but we're going to get that solved. He keeps trying to come back in. Go ahead.
Chris, I wanted to point out too, I just, I take my hats off to the Marshals for them willing to come out like this. I mean, Francisco, you coming out here tonight just demonstrates how much the Marshals care about what they're doing and how committed they are to this case. And, I mean, you here tonight, you're doing this on your time off as well. And I really, really appreciate you and what you guys are doing.
No. I appreciate that, Josephine, but no, this is something that we're me personally, I'm doing it with the passion. I'm doing it with the passion, not only because I love what I do too as well, but I also have the respect on the cases that come up, because ultimately we want closure for the families too on these type of cases. And I mean, I have, that's why I said, I mean, hey, put out my phone number. It's okay. I'm used to getting phone calls from family members, from other people. Hey, I think I see this guy. I see the guy that you're looking for. Hey, anywhere I could get information, that's what's going to drive this.
Because it could be a friend, right, Francisco? It could be a friend in Arizona, a family member, somebody heard something. It could be a maid's daughter, a maid. It could be anybody that have heard any kind of information. If they hear, hey, I know so-and-so is communicating with him, or I think I know a relative's involved, anything like that, we need it, no matter how tiny. I mean, I remember your chief was explaining to me that the way the marshals work is they look for that one little yarn and they grab onto that yarn and they pull it, and eventually they get what they're looking for.
We built
the yarn.
We built a blanket, Josephine. We'll build a blanket out of that thread, Josephine.
Yes, yes, that's right.
Awesome. So let's do this. Dill, are you in a better spot? Let's put the let's go with some photos here. Okay, yay. All right. I think we may have gotten him into a better spot. So, Francisco, tell me about this guy. And can you blow it up, Dill?
Absolutely. Right. Even as you could see, I mean, look at this guy. I mean, this is one picture of many that he throws up on for selfies in there, working out. And as you could see, I mean, the guy works out. The guy works out. I mean, even from prior people that know him. I mean, he's into working out. He's into supplements. He's into all that. So that's why it's one of those things that he'll stand out. And I mean, him coming out and throwing selfies in front of the mirror. And I think all of us at one point or another, we've been to the gym. I mean, I like to say I could go more, but we see that guy, hey, taking pictures there. So I mean, this dude is just he just wants to put himself out there a lot.
Okay, Dill, let's go to the next one. And let's zoom in at some of these tats. Francisco, what can you tell us about his artwork?
So that artwork right there, I mean, even if he comes out and tries to, let's say that he has somehow manages to cover up those tats, it's not going to be, somehow it is going to be recognizable. You're going to be able to identify a little bit of those tats, in particular those ones, and the web too as well. The spider web that's on his elbows. I mean, he's tatted up from wrist to shoulders, and even on the on his back, on his chest, everything on there. So
if anybody has a tip, I see a question come up. How can I give a tip? That phone number right below you. You can call Marshal Barajas at 760-310-4047. That's his direct line, and hit him with a call. Dill, let's go to the next one.
Absolutely. You could even, I'm sorry, you could even text me. You could text me too if you have any information. You could text me on there. No worries.
Okay. Let's go to the next one, Dill. Dillan, if you're still there, let's go to the next one. All right, we're going to wait here for a minute till he can get me to the next one. Let's see here. I think there's
so Francisco, what about laser? You know, some people brought it up that he could have it lasered off. Is that something you guys have run into before? And
we have. But there's certain amounts of scarring, scar tissue into it. You could tell. I can't really say for 100% that it'll be removed 100% on there, but we have seen that it has been tried. They have tried to remove it, but there is still some sort of a tissue, some sort of a scar that's left behind.
Oh, okay.
That's why we could go ahead and for anybody that's out there, these pictures, I mean, they're out in the they're out on the internet on these particular ones. If you can't see them through these means right in here, or even text me on here, and I'll send you a picture of the tats so you could go ahead and focus on that.
Okay. And then where was he last sighted?
The last official ones was in Livingston, if I'm not mistaken. Correct, Josephine?
Livingston, Guatemala, right?
Livingston, Guatemala.
Right.
That was the more certain that he was viewed, he was seen there, and he was identified as well.
Yes,
Okay.
that's where he was dancing at, and that was around in 2017. That
Okay.
was, like I said, around April, May. It
Okay.
wasn't confirmed.
Okay, Dill, can we go to? Can you get to the next one? Hopefully, if not, if you got to pull out and pull back in, that's okay.
And for people viewing the pictures too, I mean, if you could notice, I mean, the shoulders, his waist, his legs on there. So obviously he's on a run. He's on a run for 5 years. He's been on a run for 5 years. He's obviously not going to have access to the gym as how he had it here in when he was in the States, obviously. But if you guys could, anybody that's viewing this, I mean, if you guys could focus on his upper body on there, and particularly his tattoos, obviously that's what's going to draw the attention to, so we could identify him, please.
Okay. Right now, what's making it so difficult to kind of keep track on him? What are you guys running into?
So the guy knows how to evade, how to come down and not try to be detectable. I mean, even on any type of means. I mean, he's not going to stay put. He hasn't stayed put since he was out on the run. He has not. The guy has. I mean, he may be a good friend as soon as he comes out, and then that's basically from tips that had come by, from information that has came over to us, also to Josephine too as well, from people that have known him, people that were there with him at the time when he was in another country and hiding out. So they know that he's going to be, he could be, I don't know, he could be a good friend at one point, and then at later on, he's going to go ahead and just flip out and be aggressive. It's just one of those things that he doesn't stay put because of that. He knows that there's a lot of heat on him, that there's a lot of people that he upset at the time. So he's going to bounce out. He's going to leave. So that's one of the things that he doesn't stay put yet, where we could say, you know what? Yeah. And there's people that would come out and say, yes, you know what? He's living here. He's been working here at this time. He's been doing this. He's been doing that. He goes under this name. So we know he goes under different aliases. We know that he goes under different names. But I mean, it's been 5 years. So he may have already come down with a different type of identifications, false identifications. So fake IDs, obviously.
And you know what? Another thing is that his MO in the past, Chris, has been where he hurts a woman and he runs. So I got to thinking that after 5 years and getting the report that he's continuing to do this, hurt women and hurt people along the way, I'm thinking that as he's hurting them, he's relocating because of that. And,
does he, does he speak Spanish?
He learned while he was in Central America. He was on Duolingo learning Spanish. And according to people that met him out there, he was catching up with it. I mean, remember, this guy was trained in the U.S. Marines, and they taught them how to do things like this and how to survive. And also, remember, he has a fugitive LLC, a fugitive recovery LLC in Arizona.
Okay. Dill, do we have another one?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's been out there for 5 years. He's going on for and he'll catch up to the language. He'll catch up to whatever he's saying on there, whatever the people.
So what is POF? I saw somebody put up here POF. Anybody know what that is? Josephine, do you know what that is? Or
I don't know if is it a dating site. And as far as that Saskatchewan, Canada, the reason why he had ties to that in Canada, well, first of all, he had a Canadian passport. He was seen running with a Canadian, riding in back of a trash truck or something, leaving the hostel. But the hostel owner himself came from that place.
Right.
In Canada.
And folks, if you guys are just joining us, this is Raymond McLeod, and Marshal Barajas is with us from the United States Marshals Service. This guy is on the top 15 most wanted for the United States Marshal Service. That's not my dog, by the way. That's not Buddy. Whose dog is that? Oh, that's your dog, Mom. That's okay.
I'll be back.
You're the mom. No, you're okay.
I'll be back.
Oh, that's hysterical.
Even the dogs are upset there, Chris.
Yeah, exactly, brother. Exactly, man. So
you trained them well there, Josephine.
That
hey,
is funny.
Chris, I just wanted to mention right now. I mean, I'm getting a few text messages from people, so this is exactly what I needed. Exactly.
Okay, brother. Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, guys, keep kicking it up. If you think that you've seen this guy anywhere in the world, text that number 760-310-4047. But this is the real deal. This is a very serious murderer who is wanted. And so, Agent Barajas, what would you want the public to do after they notify you? What would help? And how can you counsel them if they do come across this guy?
Well, one of the things, I mean, you don't, one, I mean, even as a person, I mean, put yourself on the shoes where, oh, you know what, I'm seeing there's a guy right now, right at the bar right now that looks like the dude that I just saw on the TV in America's Most Wanted. Obviously, you don't want to be, you want to be as discreet as possible, because this cat, he's in a way he's watching his back, but the thing is that it's been 5 years. Come on, he's in a way he's gonna be complacent. So let's take advantage of that. Try to take a picture of him. Send it to me right away, or whenever you get the chance, the opportunity. Send it to my phone, to text me, give me the location of where you're at, and then I'm sure at the time we'll have a more conversation of, so I have a little bit more questions on there depending on what the tip is. But I mean, if you guys, anybody that comes across this guy, try to point out if he's going to go in and go into a car. What type of car did he go into? If you could get a license plate, go ahead and take a license plate number. Is he with people? What type of people? Male, females? Is he around different type of females? Numerous kinds of people. Does it look like he's paying cash? Does he look like he's paying a credit card with credit card? Do you see if he has any sandals on here? Things like that doesn't seem very important. It could be very important for us. Like I said, we're just waiting for that little thread. We're just waiting for that little thread to come on, so we could build something off of that. If you see anything as far as even the way he's talking, okay. Let's say that if the type of T-shirt that he's wearing, something like that. I mean, things that you wouldn't know common. I mean, it's common person wouldn't care about, but those things are really important to us. Very important to us.
Very cool. And he has a tattoo across his chest. Can you explain those to the audience here of what they mean?
Correct. I don't know if you're able to put that. I think I sent you a reverse image.
Okay, let me see here, Dillan.
No, if
okay. My wife said,
if it's even from
my wife said the picture of him in the Speedo got frozen on the screen real fast. We don't want to gross everybody out, but he looks like Popeye. But I'm going to get that up here as soon as he can pull it up. So good job.
You know, and that one picture you saw that was really gross with him kind of laying down on the bed.
Yes.
That's a picture that, remember, he asked my daughter to go exclusive dating. She just met him. And, you know, as I explained, while that would have alarmed somebody else, today's dating online, you know, it's not so uncommon, I guess, to say, hey, let's just date exclusive and not date other people online. So it wasn't an alarm, but it was, you know, he sent that picture to a woman on the way to San Diego with my daughter.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And by the way, if you haven't seen the last, it was last Wednesday. I'm gonna hopefully call this U.S. Marshals Fugitive Hunt on Wednesdays. If we can, if collectively we can prove this concept like they just did with Gabby and finding that van, if we can help Agent Barajas find this guy, okay, that will be absolutely amazing.
Yes.
As a true crime community and on YouTube, where you're all over the world, guys, if we can get this knucklehead, or at least provide information to the marshal here, he's the real deal. He's on the hunt right now for this guy, anywhere in the world. What else do you got, Francisco, that you want to share with us?
No, anything. I mean, even if you think that, you know what, I don't want to text him, I don't want to call him, and you don't want your number to go out there, that's fine. Go ahead and go to the site, and there's a website where you could go ahead and place your tip. I mean, there's all the information you could go ahead and send out through there. And like I said, I mean, everything, how we do things, I mean, we're not going to go ahead and put your name out there. We're not going to put your number out there. We're not going to do anything else. I mean, we need the information that's coming out through the public, and your name is not going to be disclosed at all. I mean, it's everything's confidential. Everything's confidential.
Yes, Francisco. And also, if they don't want to contact the marshals, and I've ran into people like that, contact me. Go to angelsofjustice.com and send me a message. And if you want to remain anonymous, we'll keep you anonymous. Either or.
Absolutely. And that's one of the things here that's very unique on this particular case. I mean, Josephine and I mean, we have a good communication. We'll go back and forth. I think you call me every day, right, Josephine?
I
at
try.
At least a text.
I try. But you don't have to call all the time.
So people are just coming in. We're growing by the second here. Give us a recap of his stats: name, height, weight. Josephine, can you run through that?
Yes. So we're looking for Raymond Samuel McLeod Jr. He's gone by the name of RJ. He's on the run. He uses the name Mateo. He wants to be called Maverick. Who knows what he's being called right now. His date of birth is October 3rd, 1983. So he should be about 37 years old right now. He's a white male. He's 5'11". He's 225 pounds. He has hazel eyes and brown hair. He has skulls and symbols and words tattooed on his arms, and also has something written on his chest, tattooed on his chest. And he may have a Canadian passport with Matt or Matthew on it. And this man here is, he's an extreme charmer. He wears his hair in a marine cut all the time. He drinks alcohol excessively. He has tattoos, like I said, on his chest and arms. He has a deformed left ear. I think he was born with that one. Somebody said he looks like he has a cleft lip. I'm not sure about that. His jaw, if you look at him, is kind of pointy. He stutters when he's drunk or nervous. He kills animals. He's tortured a frog in a hostel. He's bludgeoned dog to death in a cage. He uses cocaine. He uses steroids. He frequents gyms. He frequents nightclubs and strip joints. And you can look for him in gyms, tattoo shops, even motorcycle clubs, strip joints, like I said, supplemental shops, and anywhere like that. So you can find out more about him on the U.S. Marshals page as well.
So Jenna, the phone number for Marshal Barajas is 760-310-4047. You can text him at that phone number, or if it's an emergency, you can call him at that phone number. His ear, tell us about his ear. He has a deformed ear, right?
I mean, I don't know that it's necessary. I mean, he was born that way. I don't think it's not a cauliflower ear for wrestling or anything. It's just a deformed ear. I mean, you can look at it and it sticks out. So, I mean, that's one way to identify him.
Yeah. Marshall, do you think this guy is still lifting, or has that freaked him out because you're on his heels?
No, I think I would say that, yeah, no, he's still lifting in some way. Like I said before, I mean, he doesn't have easy access to any type of gyms anymore as how he would have it here in the States. But I mean, I'm sure with his type of thinking, his type of way of living, I mean, he wants to go into certain gyms, and I don't doubt that he'll try to get into any type of gyms wherever he's at, or even go for a run. Even also, I mean, you have to think too is that he may be in places where it's a lot of tourist locations from coming in from the United States, where he could blend in.
Yes.
And he'll blend in, and he'll beach areas, resort areas in there. So we can't just say, oh, he's gonna be tucked in somewhere deep in the jungle, or somewhere where in a very rural places of the country, wherever he's at, and he's not gonna be detected. No, I think the way he is, I mean, he's going to be out on those beaches, out on those resorts where he could go in and mingle in through people, and he's going to try to be at his best as far as what he claims to be, where he's going to try to exercise as much as he can, and taking note too. I mean, for steroids too is a big possibility, even on other countries where it's easier to obtain for him. And I would not be surprised, however, if he loses that type of routine, if he's using any type of steroids or anything, and he loses that pattern, I mean, he's going to deteriorate, and it's going to be very noticeable.
Interesting. So, Plenty of Fish, is that what POF means?
Oh, yes, Plenty of Fish.
Is that a dating site?
Yes.
Okay, if anybody has seen him on that dating site, take a photograph of that and text that to Marshal Barajas, because that may be a simple lead. As he's mentioned here, if you're just joining us, I see more and more people coming in. We have the United States Marshals Service on here looking for Mr. Raymond McLeod, who is on the top 15 most wanted in U.S. Marshals, for the U.S. Marshals. And internationally, this is Agent Barajas, the case agent. He will go anywhere in the world to find this guy, anywhere. He is a phone call away, guys. And if you see this guy, do not approach him. He is wanted for murder of Josephine's sweet daughter in San Diego. So if you want to hold something up, I can see I can read you like a book. There you go. So this is her sweet daughter, Krystal, who was murdered by Mr. McLeod. And we have his case agent who is hunting him down from the United States Marshals Service with us, the great United States Marshals Service. These guys are the best of the best in the world. And he's here to talk about him. So that, boy, what a beauty, huh? And her two children who are left every single
Yes.
day asking, where is this guy who took my mother's life?
Yes, and it's very important for them because they go to sleep at night knowing that McLeod is still out there, and they don't understand that he's far away. We don't know where he's at. And so it's very important for the children that they get that peace.
Okay.
And that McLeod gets caught and put away.
Yep. And mods, thank you guys so much, everybody. If you see any trolls in here trolling this sweet mother, they're gone. Boot them, and they will not come back. Okay. This is real life, kids. Okay. This is a grieving mother with the United States Marshal Service looking for her daughter's killer. Okay. If you come to my channel and do that, you are gone. That's how I play. Okay. This is not games. This is the real deal here. Okay. So please be respectful of Josephine. Please be respectful. It's just the real world, and I apologize that people sit behind a keyboard and get a lot of power. Okay, but let's catch this guy, right? And we nicknamed him Popeye. I think that was the name you gave him. We gave him last time, right? Well, we're gonna get Popeye, and we got the right guy who's on his heels. So let's take some questions. Marshal Barajas, are you okay with that?
Yeah, absolutely, Chris.
Okay, so you folks put some questions up, and we have this channel here has the classiest people, and every once in a while a couple of folks slip in. So forgive me for saying that to those guys, but they needed it. Okay, is there any chance he's back in the U.S.? Please remind us where he was last seen and any information on a general location. Thank you, Renee.
We won't discard that. Definitely, we won't discard that, and he may be coming in, obviously with a different identity. However, the chances of that, like I said, I mean, we won't discard it, but the chances of that happening or occurring on this, I mean, knowing his way, or kind of knowing his way of thinking on here, he's going to want to stay away. He's going to want to stay out of the U.S. because he knows that. I mean, it's not only the Marshal Service that's after him. It's everybody. I mean, the Marshal Service is compiled with different types of agencies, and it's throughout the U.S. So everybody's looking for this guy.
Thank you. This is a good question. Is he obsessed with firearms? If you know,
he
absolutely.
is.
Absolutely. I mean, and you could even tell from one of the pictures, right, Josephine? That was
yes, and he had a lot of guns and a lot of bullets, and he also has this mindset. He wants to be a mercenary, and that's the kind of work he's looking for out there, is to be a mercenary.
Okay. Let me see here. Let me go through. Okay. What kind of work does he do? Does he have a Canadian passport? And if yes, what part of Canada is he from?
He's not from Canada. He's not from Canada.
Okay.
He's carrying a fake passport.
Okay, from Canada. Is that correct?
He's not from Canada.
No, I know, but the passport.
Yes, yes, the passport is Canadian.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. How old is he? That's another question for people just joining.
He was born in 1983, October 8th. So okay. About what, 37?
37, correct. Yeah. He'll be 30, yeah. He'll be 38.
Yeah, 37.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Any connection, if anybody wants to answer this one, to cartels? If you can.
Well, it's interesting. He dropped the car in Sinaloa country, Mazatlan. So why would you take a rented car and drop it off where it's heavy cartels.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. And he
Um,
dropped it off in Mexico, right there in Sinaloa. Correct.
okay. Let's
Oh,
see here.
Chris, I forgot to mention too. I mean, if anything, if you guys feel that more comfortable talking in Spanish too, or texting in Spanish, is fine too. I'm fluent in Spanish as well.
Okay. That's a good point. That's a great point, guys. If you're just joining us, we have U.S. Marshal Francisco Bras with us, and obviously Josephine Wentzel, whose daughter Krystal was murdered by Mr. McLeod, who we're talking about here. He is on the top 15 U.S. Marshals most wanted list. There's a $50,000 reward for him for information that would lead to his arrest. The phone number is going across the bottom of the screen, 760-310-4047. That is a direct link to the marshal who has been hunting this guy. And if you see him, do not approach him. Just try to get photographs and or any information that may help the U.S. Marshal here, or call him directly immediately, and he'll walk you through what to do and that kind of stuff. But do not approach him. Do not approach him. He is armed and he is dangerous. Okay, so this is real life. If you run across this guy, he is a bad dude. Leave it up to the United States Marshal Service to handle it.
Also,
Yeah.
and I apologize to intervene there, Chris, but
No, you're fine.
But I also wanted to share too. I mean, if you're in a country where you don't, I mean, you have information on here, and you feel more comfortable, you know what, going to the U.S. Embassy, whatever country you're in, whatever country it's in, find the local the United States Embassy around there, and they have direct access to the Marshal Service as well. So they'll have the capability to, as well as looking into this type of into pretty much filtering down the information that you may have, and then from there it'll eventually come down to me, and then we'll make things work through the U.S. Embassy.
Okay, and this is a good point here, Francisco. Can you say in Spanish what information you would like to have the public hear, so folks that start watching this on replays?
Absolutely. And sí, buenas tardes a todos. Soy de los alguaciles del federal, de los U.S. Marshals en San Diego, California. En sí, si están escuchando en esto y lo están escuchando y quieren información sobre esto, obviamente estamos tratando de localizar a esta persona quien lo estamos buscando. Tiene 5 años recorriendo, huyendo la autoridad. En sí, lo estamos buscando porque tiene una orden de aprehensión de homicidio a él. En sí, la muchacha, la señora que está aquí es la mamá de la víctima, de la persona de quien mató a la mujer. Y en sí, nosotros estamos ofreciendo $50,000 de recompensa para información que nos deje la información para poder localizarlo y últimamente arrestarlo. No le hace en qué país pueda estar. No importa, cualquier información que pueda estar allá, lo que pueda tener, pueden ir a la embajada de donde estén ustedes, o si no, mi número de teléfono está ahí, se está recorriendo en este sitio, que viene siendo el 760-310-4047. También me pueden agregar para que podamos comunicarnos por WhatsApp también, y poder tener la información adecuada para poder tener más información para poder localizar a esta persona. Si mira bien en las fotos, puede buscarlo en el internet con la información de él y va a mirar luego qué tipo de persona, cómo es los tatuajes, la información de él. Él puede estar en países, en muchos lugares de Centroamérica, Honduras, Guatemala, Costa Rica. Por favor, si lo miran, por favor, trate de ser lo más discreto posible. Él sabe, obviamente, que lo estamos buscando activamente. Y obviamente él tal vez él pueda ver esta información ahorita, o este canal ahorita, y está viendo, y eso es lo que queremos que salga de donde esté, y para que personas pueda identificarlo, que lo puedan identificar y que puedan tener la capacidad de poder hablarme directamente. Ese es mi teléfono directamente, o que vayan a la embajada de donde estén y puedan dar la información de él, porque últimamente la información se va a venir hacia mí sobre todo esto, y todo va a ser cualquier cosa de que ustedes, la persona que venga y a dar la información, va a ser anónima, completamente. Hasta también va a ser sobre lo de la recompensa, también va a ser anónimo. ¿Ok? Nomás la única persona que va a saber, obviamente, va a ser yo y un compañero más cuando vayamos a dar la recompensa también, y sobre todo la información que sea, va a ser todo anónimo, por favor. Y cualquier cosa me pueden marcar, o me pueden mandar un texto o WhatsApp.
Awesome. Thank
What
you.
Francisco said. And he is from Paradise, or not Paradise. What's the name of that place? It's Scottsdale, outside of Scottsdale, Arizona. It's where his family's at.
Outside of Scottsdale. So, first of all, let's show some love for Francisco, and what a great man. You're fluent, brother. That's awesome. I love it. Let's show him where you guys are at tonight. Just give us the country where you are, and what we're doing is we're looking for Mr. McLeod here. There's a $50,000 reward. Yep, keep going. There you go. This is what he looks like. These are some of the last photographs. There are more. Go to the United States Marshals Service. Look up his name. He's on the top 15 most wanted. There is a $50,000 reward. If you have information, call that number that is going across the screen, 760-310-4047. His hunter, Marshal Barajas, is with us live tonight, looking for this fugitive who's wanted for murder. Okay. And where else we got coming in now? We've got a lot more countries here. You're getting a lot of love too, Francisco.
All right.
All right, brother. This is awesome. We got Australia is in the house. Yeah, show Francisco the love, man. But you know what? I know this for a fact, and I'm going to say this. Francisco, what would bring you the greatest feeling, brother?
Oh, man. That greatest feeling is calling Josephine. It doesn't matter the time. It's calling Josephine. Josephine, we did it.
Oh my gosh.
We did it. It's not that I did it. No, we did it. So that's just, I mean, that's one of the things. I mean, I do this with a passion. I do this with the passion because we want that closure. We want that comfort for the family that's coming down.
And I really appreciate it, Francisco, because
Absolutely.
You have shown that, and so has your agency. You guys have been so kind to me. You guys have been awesome to me. And the only reason why I can continue to go on is because I have you guys by my side. I couldn't do this alone. And I just appreciate that when the tips do come in and you guys respond immediately,
Right.
And so over the years and, 5 years and learning about you guys, I just appreciate everything you've been doing.
You guys keep talking for a second. I got to step out here just for a second. I'll be right back.
Okay, so anyway, so somebody had asked, how has he funded his lifestyle on the run? We don't know exactly. We believe, Francisco, correct me if I'm wrong, but we believe he is being aided. We don't know by whom, and we don't know how. Does he gamble? I'm sure if he drinks, parties, and hangs with women, I'm sure he gambles as well. I'm just reading some of the comments.
Absolutely, absolutely, yeah, and I have no doubt in my mind that he's going to be on that lifestyle. He's going to be on that high lifestyle, that rush. That, you know what? Yeah, he's going to be at that bar. He's going to be at those gambling sites. He'll be all over the place on there. So don't discard anything where he's in that party scene in here.
Yes, and he could even. Somebody had asked what would happen if he goes into a country where there's no extradition treaty, and one such country actually is Nicaragua, and the U.S. Marshals have a way to get them out of the country legally. Am I correct, Francisco?
Correct.
Right.
Yeah, and obviously, I mean, we can't disclose too
Right.
much information
Right.
on there, but everything that we do on there, obviously, everything's going to be legally, and it's one of those things that as far as the agency, we have that good rapport with other countries. We have that's one of the things we have. We gain that respect, and I mean, it goes vice versa. We give that respect to that country, where, because we're gonna need assistance from them, where no matter what, we'll need assistance, and we have ways on coming around to accomplishing this.
His previous crime history. McLeod has been involved in a lot of domestic violence. He's violated a lot of, he does reckless driving, he runs red lights, assaults, domestic violence. He's been married 3 times. He was out on bond for trying to kill his estranged wife, his 3rd wife. And that's what he was out on bond. And he attempted that in March 2016, just a few months before he killed my daughter.
Interesting. So, Truth Seeker, you say he was a 4-year enlistment as a light armored vehicle crewman. Were you in the Marine Corps with him? If so, can you call Agent Barajas and maybe give him some background or text him? You never know that, because he was a Marine, that could have been a tight unit. Now he's a disgraced Marine, but at the same time, if you were in the service with him, please reach out and give him some background on him. And I stepped out so you two could talk, so the world could hear you guys. And in relationship to, Josephine, I just think the guy you got here is the right guy. And the fact that you have been searching, and this guy, Francisco, your U.S. Marshal, is dedicated, man. I've been in this game a long time, and it's just so exciting to hear his commitment to you, and not only to his job, but his country, but to your family. And
Yes.
guys and gals, if you are just joining us, please, if you know where this suspect is, and you got here, muchas gracias, Marshal Barajas. If you know where this suspect is, please light his phone up, 760-310-4047. That would be great. It would be great to have the true crime YouTube community find this guy. We've got Germany in the house now. Thank you, Jutta, for coming in. And then this is amazing. So anything else you guys that you think is important to put out there? And then just, what do you think? Anything else you want to throw up there?
Well, I do have a question. Somebody had asked a question in here. I know it's not particularly about my case, but somebody was asking, maybe it's a mom or somebody that has, a case themselves and the child, but Francisco, when does the U.S. Marshals or when does the task force pick up a case?
So the way it's set up and the way it's one of those things, we have our criteria that we're okay. Well, who are we going to go after? Who are we going to go after? Is it going to be somebody that ran a red light and has a warrant now because he failed to appear? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. However, we will assist any way we can on anything as far as trying to apprehend them or any type of information that agency or that department needs as well. But if it's a violent crime, where the police department, any police agencies, any law enforcement agencies that they need the assistance on there, we'll come in. We'll come in and try to help out. It doesn't mean that we're going to come in and take over the case. By no means. And that's one of the things that makes us successful in what we do, because it's not only the Marshals Service. It's detectives from other police agencies around here. It's investigators from other agencies, state agencies, parole, highway patrol, anywhere, probation. It just varies, and all the resources that they bring to the table, so we can assist any police agency that's out there that require that. We'll go out there and we'll try to apprehend them, and we'll work side by side with that police who has that ORI, which has that case, assigned to that jurisdiction that comes into. Let's say that the guy that committed the crime obviously goes to another state. We have from a pickup of from dialing our phone to, or just sending a text message to the other side of to the East Coast. We're in the West Coast right here, to the East Coast, to another state. Hey, they'll put eyes on that, whatever information that we may have. They'll try to put eyes, almost immediately. That's how our arm extends as much. So that's why, we have good resources, but what makes us successful is everybody else. Everybody that is in our task force, because us as the Marshal Service, we don't want to think that, because of us we apprehended him. No, we take credit, but
did we lose him?
So
that's all right. You dropped off. Go ahead.
You dropped off. I think what you're saying is that you take credit together as a team because you're a task force.
Absolutely.
Right. And in the case with McLeod, you have, the detectives in San Diego PD, you have the DA's office, and they're all still very involved with the case, and you guys work together. And that's what I appreciate about you guys.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, I think I got cut off because there was calls coming in. So
hopefully it's about him.
I'm sure, Chris.
That's great. Well, I'll tell you guys, I'm gonna thank you for everything, and we're gonna do this again,
Yes.
and for sure. And you'll keep us posted. I want to give everybody a recap here, because what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna go into this guy in Florida, Brian Laundrie, who's taken the life of this sweet girl, Gabby Petito as well. And just out of curiosity, what's your insight in terms of, just chasing these guys down? If you were to guess right now about Mr. McLeod, I got two questions. Number one, what's your gut tell you in terms of target areas, just various different countries that you can share with the world here? And then the second, is he left-handed or right-handed?
Please, yeah, Chris. So areas of focus. One in particular, Costa Rica, Honduras. Please, anybody out there, please look into it. Put your eyes, ears, everywhere on there in that area. Talk to your neighbor, talk to people, family members in those areas. Please, if you've seen this, share his picture. Throw him out there. Throw him out there. It's all good. I mean, cat's out of the bag, right? So,
Okay.
yeah, throw it out there. And if I'm not mistaken, right-handed.
Okay. Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Josephine. I believe yes.
That's what I understand. Yes.
Correct.
Yep. So just out of so here's a good example. If you have Facebook and you are in Costa Rica, okay, get his flyer, talk to all your friends, and have them share it in every true crime Facebook group, not only in Costa Rica, but anywhere in that Central South America. Okay. Let's make this guy look as a swivel on his neck every step of the way. Okay. So this is why we do what we do. He cannot hide forever. It is his time. It's justice for this mother. And I'll tell you, this U.S. Marshal will get him. Please, 760-310-4047. You can text and talk directly to Marshal Barajas. He is on the hunt for Mr. McLeod. Okay. At the end of this, you're going to see some links below tonight's program. Click on those links. It's going to take you to the U.S. Marshals Service where his flyer is. You can Google his name. There are a ton of photographs online. But let's light this guy up for the right reasons. Let's bring him to justice, and let's take him into custody. Do we have an extradition treaty? Is the question that just came up, or do you need it?
No, and that's one of the things is that he's a U.S. citizen, he's a United States citizen. So we'll deport him out of that country.
Okay, I don't know what these sites are, but Richie looks like he's going to help us out big time.
Oh, that'll be awesome. I really appreciate this work, that you're doing, Chris. And I just want to remind your viewers that the way that I've been getting the tips is through Facebook, through social media. So what you guys are doing are really awesome. I mean, the U.S. Marshals have said it before that they rely on the public. And this is why they're coming out on Chris's show. This is one of the first of its kind where you have a U.S. Marshal that's coming out speaking to the general public. And we would really like to see more of this with this case and with other top 15 cases. So I think this is something that's very important for the U.S. Marshals, don't you, Chris?
Absolutely. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. If the fact that they just recently, a couple of social media true crimers, nailed the van. And as you guys know, I spent 25 years in the game, and I would love nothing more than to, see Francisco get this guy. Because I know he'll come back. He'll come back and tell us we got him, guys. And boy, what a great day that would be, right?
Absolutely.
Yes. So, and I'm planning a big party in San Diego when we catch him. Okay, I'll let you guys know.
There you go.
Steak and lobster, Josephine?
Well, actually, it's more like Guam food. Okay, don't get too excited.
All right. I'll take it.
There you go. All right, let's show him some love. Let's show the Marshal some love, and of course,
Josephine, you guys. Thank you.
We just think you guys. We just think you're amazing.
Thank you, Rose. Thank
you. You're doing what you're doing, and it just can't get better. So, what do you think? Any other questions or any other things or that you want to say, Marshal, that I forgot to ask and or we may have said or not said? Excuse me.
No, I think no, you kept it in. I want to say I appreciate you guys doing this. it really, for us, I mean, it's like I said, I mean, we'll take any information anywhere where it's coming from, anywhere where.
That's all right. I have that problem all the time. So
Yeah, the last time you were lost in space.
oh my goodness.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, keep going, brother.
All right. Yeah. Sorry. I think I had another call right now. So I'm eager to finish this and so I can start working.
Okay. We've got one other request.
But I appreciate everything, Chris, that putting it together. You too, Josephine, because it's going to help us out a lot. And ultimately, I mean, what's our goal? Getting this cat apprehended and closure for.
Very cool. He'll come back. We'll give him a second.
People are blowing up his phone right now.
Yeah.
I hope so.
And that's fine. So. That's fine. That is fine.
Okay. I hope it's for a tip. Okay. The guy is married. And
yeah. And okay, so you got one last request. You just said last thoughts in English and last thoughts in Spanish for the world.
Last thoughts. Let's bring this guy. Let's bring this guy and give Josephine some closure. Let's all do it. Por favor, cualquier información, todo lo que sea, por favor, vamos a tratar de agarrarlo. Él está corriendo ya tiene como 5 años y no puede estar corriendo por mucho tiempo. Por favor, necesitamos la ayuda de todos. Por favor. Gracias.
Awesome. Muchas gracias, amigo. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And Josephine, we love you. Thank you. We're going to stay at this. We're going to get this guy, and that guy right below is going to do it.
Yes.
And this community over here is going to help.
I believe it. I really do. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Francisco. Thank you, U.S. Marshals, for allowing him to come on tonight. And I really look forward to catching this monster and getting this resolved and doing it for other people.
Awesome.
Thank
you, guys. We'll see you on the next one.
Absolutely. Okay. I appreciate it. Have a good night. God bless.
Thank you. See ya.
Right.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Wow. Was that fantastic or what? Right? Guys, this is the real deal here. Okay. So I'm getting a lot of requests. So I got a couple updates, and then I want to talk about, Mr. Brian here, right? If we catch Popeye as a community, well, obviously, Francisco's going to catch him, but if we can provide information for the U.S. Marshals Service, how fantastic is that? That, we're going to be able to assist to help them go for it. And by the way, this is the real deal. I mean, that guy is a bad guy. Francisco is United States Marshal, active in San Diego. He's amazing, and he's going to do it. He'll get him. McLeod is on the top 15 most wanted. Okay? Most wanted. So let's get him. Let's help him. Let's help him. Hit his phone up and just light it up and see if we can get him. Okay, so let's talk about update with Maya. That case is moving quickly, and I can't say, but you have to trust me. There are some things that I think are going to be good, and I talked to Richard, Mary Chris the other day. They're a little frustrated because there was a lot of information, the media and everything for other things going on in the country, but they understand, and simultaneously they are extremely patient, and we love them for that. Update on Brian McKenzie, his mom, Frances. She's thinking right now about coming on. She's processing. Obviously, her son. We found him, or they found him, and they found the Jeep, and of course, it's an open investigation now for a homicide. It's no longer a missing case. It's a homicide. So we're going to stay close to her, as we always promised as a community. And now we've got Josephine that we can help and support and move along, hopefully to the next step with our friend here, Francisco. And the other thing, now we've got Mr. Brian on the run here, right? Hey, so let's talk about him for a little bit. My feeling, based on what we learned the most recently, right? And I want to know what you think. So remember, he wears the shirt that said, AT, and folks are, focusing on that grassland area back there, and the thousands of acres there in Florida. But I'm not going to be convinced yet, because of the lead time, that he may have made it towards the Appalachian Trail. Okay, so if you live anywhere near that trail, I saw a report, kind of like probably you folks did as well, that there may have been some trail cams. I don't know what the outcome of that was. There were some pictures that were taken, and people thought it was him. It was kind of a mystery of whether or not it really was. And so we don't know that. If Brian is still alive, somebody is helping him. I agree 100%, CM. Okay. If he is alive, you heard from Jake, on Monday. Jake's the real deal. He is, Jeremiah Johnson. And that guy, eats off the land when he goes out, and he can survive. But Brian, he's got to have some provisions. He's not going to be walking out in the wilderness for long. So let's hope, if he's headed up there. One idea that was shared by the community was to put trail cams in various locations up and down the AT. I thought that was an interesting idea. Maybe if you know anybody that lives near that, they could throw some of those up. It would be interesting in the lower southern part of the AT, because this guy, obviously he gets home on the 1st. There are reports that he was out here. Okay, so that's it's not him. The sheriff found that guy. Okay, Suzanne, thank you so much. The FBI says they don't know if it's him or not. So we've got 2 reports, which either one could be correct. So maybe we just have to wait to see if that guy is there. Folks think he's on a boat. They think he may have gone to Cuba. There's all kinds of things floating around. I don't think that they're going to send him over to Cuba. Anything's possible, but highly unlikely in this scenario. What do you guys think about the fact that he, because of the mental stability problem that he was, that he has, obviously he's killed his girlfriend, his fiance, excuse me. What do you think about this guy hurting himself? Let me see what you guys think. And thank you guys so much for everything you do for our family, our mods. We love each and every one of you. We got Diana, 4 Sons mom, Mimi J2, Maui girl, Miss Sophia. We just love you. We can't say enough about you, our members, our subscribers. You're absolutely fantastic. You're saying you think he went to Mexico, my brother's keeper. Yeah, you know what? He's got to make it over there, though, right? He's got to get towards Texas. Okay, he's got to get towards Texas, and I think that because that was one of his favorite places to hike, and he put it on Instagram. Remember, he says, this I've hiked that 100 miles. Well, for a behavioral analysis aspect of this, that he is not going to go to a place where he's not familiar with it. He's going to settle into a place where he can get out there, feel comfortable, able to control his environment mentally. Okay, that's the first piece of the puzzle for him. And then physically, if he's walking around barefoot with a backpack, that's going to be really tough. So that leads me more to believe that his parents are much more, and I know this is common sense, but at the same time, they had enough time to really plan an escape here. So the parents are key, and subsequent to that, or secondary to that, now it looks like potentially they could be aiding and abetting him, okay, down the environment, into the environment. And by the way, I literally had to pull off to the side of the road. If the cops show up, I'm going to have to go on mute because I'm parked off to the side of the road because my internet went out again, and I'm trying to, get that fixed, but I move so much that, sometimes I just run into bad internet. So you guys be my cover. If you see red and blue lights behind me, that's because the cops are pulling up, and I'm gonna have to talk my way out of it. But you guys are awesome. Let's cross our fingers. Yeah, I don't think he has the mental capacity to maintain, much more than a couple, maybe a week. So I think we've been looking, I think we should be looking towards an AT, because that is a comfortable zone for him. And then, of course, start thinking, okay, where else could this guy be going here? So, what are your thoughts here? Let's see what we got here. All right, Hush Puppy. Fox report, he went camping over Labor Day weekend in a camper outside his family home. Parents back, but Brian, how could this happen? Yeah, isn't that crazy? He's out there camping, and his, fiance. Uh, it's gonna be amazing. We'll pay. I love it. Steph, we'll pay your bond. I know, right? I'm good, but that's hysterical. He'll probably blend in with boarders. Yeah, that's a good point, huh? That's a good point. Let's see here. Does anyone know? Let's see here. Dana makes things. Does anyone know where he went camping with his parents when he got back? It sounds like I think he was just out front in a camper. I haven't heard that, but it sounds like that's what somebody said here. Let's see here. Got your 20 exactly. Yeah, exactly. 1020 means where are you, right? Got it. I love it. Let's see here. Parents went camping in Long Island. Yeah, love. This sweet girl just captured the nation again, right? Just like any others, but it's really interesting. The timeline here for him to get home. I heard. I'm hearing a couple of different things, so I don't want to speculate on anything. I think it's confirmed that he was definitely there for on the September 1st. Thank you, Mama. 33. Don't you dare. Nobody, okay? Do not put any cash anywhere, okay? but thank you for thinking about me. You're so sweet. They think he loaded it up. No, they bought another camper, loaded up, and took off. Really? Okay. I not heard that. I was busy today on something else. So that is the first I'm hearing this. Thank you for catching me up here. Let's see here. He's not in the woods. Is that what you're thinking, Millie? Remember what Jake said on Monday, that he thinks that obviously he's just more of a nature or earth kind of guy, feet to the ground, versus an actual survivalist. So That's going to be really interesting. Really interesting. Well, in Canada, let's see here, Joan. In Canada, I think his challenge is going to be getting past the border for COVID. It is a real process to get past the border right now into Canada. So I think he's going to have a tough one. I know Linda, I love her. Miss Linda at It's a Crime broke Brian's code. Check it out. Yeah, I think the one message, that I saw pretty clearly, I think came from Gabby, where she was talking about, her grandfather Stan and that name. My opinion is that's not Brian. Okay? I think that's a message to her mom that she needs help. And I think her mom picked up on it. And that's why it's so peculiar for her. I really think Gabby knew she was in trouble, and she played that off and sent that to mom so that it would kind of raise her eyebrows of what is she talking about here. That may fit into the timeline in relationship to her demise. Okay. They're going to look into his financials. They're going to chase his credit cards. They're going to look into the parents' information. This is a good point, CC Canada, Christine. They're going to look into all of their transactions as well as credit cards, burner phones. A lot of people don't think you can get information out of burner phones, but that's not necessarily true. There are some technologies out there that can get you some stuff. That's something to keep. Right now, he's America's most wanted. Yeah, absolutely. That's all the attention of what the media can think about with this, trying to get that guy. Let's see here. Yeah. What about past relationships? Yeah. Then that's all going to go towards the suspectology of this guy, and that's what I've been working on, and that's why, I'm trying to get into his mindset in relationship to what his possibilities are. But I'm still, the fact that he was just obsessed by wearing the shirt and texting on Instagram, okay, then I think he's hooked into that AT area, and he's going to feel comfortable. Now, if he can convince his parents, to get him over to that area, we're going to have to see where that goes. I heard about this today, where he went off on the staff there. How horrible is that, right? Good indicator, though. Good indicator that you're with the wrong guy. That if he treats Serverstat with that kind of disrespect, that's just horrible. But that's a good indicator that this guy's got a secret life. Okay, always keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. And remember, there's only one way to figure out what that secret life potentially could be, and that's how you ask a question. And rather than say, "Tell me something about yourself," you ask the question, "Tell me something about your life." Okay, and what happens is he's going to answer in the public or the private persona, okay? But he's not going to answer in the secret life. What he may do is ask the question of, like, what do you want to know, which is a normal response, okay? But then you respond, I don't know anything. Tell me about your life. Okay? Now, then they have to determine inside, well, if I say this, that links to that, and they just go down a rabbit hole, and at that point you're onto something. But here's the kicker. If at no time in the conversation they look at you and say, tell me about your life, okay, you can't trust them. Can't trust them. It's going to go in a really bad way at some point, okay? Passports. Excuse me. Do we know if Brian's relatives have a cabin in upstate New York? Mimi J2, I don't know that. Does anybody know that? Keep my doors locked. It's dangerous out here. Thank you, Sour. Yeah. Let's see here. Little Summer. Yes, I do have updates about Summer. That's the other thing I've been working on, but it's more about Jeannie and Mary, okay, and the full-blown investigation going. Okay, let's just say this. Okay, I will tell you, I've been in contact with folks. You just saw some folks that we know, but in that case, in Summer's case, um, you know, things will things will come in. Don't worry, things will come in. We're going to see a whole bunch of things happening, not long, in various cases, various cases. I will put $1,000 bingo card on that tonight. Okay, there's going to be a lot of movement in a lot of different places. Okay, and folks know it. I'm worried he's headed to the Appalachian Trail. Yeah, thank you, Angel. If everybody gets a chance, again, go. Let's try to connect those dots through a behavioral analysis side of why he would wear that shirt. What is so important about that shirt where it says Appalachian Trail on it? In my opinion, that is an accomplished goal for him because he is so insecure. Okay, but he's so manipulative and able to convince other people about that secret life. Okay, then this is a projection of his non-confidence that I actually did this. Okay, and then he puts it up on social media where he said that I walked hundreds of miles on the Appalachian Trail. So I think this is a place that, from a suspectology, he's comfortable with. He's comfortable with. So I think if we keep an eye on that, and if we have people, friends, or et cetera, who are familiar with that trail or in that area, he's going to have to come down. He's going to have to come off at some point if he's there. This is obviously if, okay? So I've got a couple of things planned for Sunday night. We're going to go a little bit deeper. I know I started reading, Barry left off at page 11. I'm going to wrap up some bullet points on that. And at the same time, hopefully we can get in the rhythm here with the Marshals Service. If we get some success, I think I'm going to have a segment called Wednesday's Fugitive, U.S. Marshals. And hopefully we can profile all 15 of those guys on the sheet and any other fugitive that they're hunting down. I just want you guys to know how much Karen, Dillan, and I appreciate each and every one of you for sticking with us and trusting us with the information that's out there, and hopefully we're bringing you content that raises your interest and keeps you engaged. I mean, how lucky are we that tonight we get to help the United States Marshals Service catch a killer? Okay, that's what it's about on true crime, and if we can show that we can do it, how amazing will that be that justice is brought to Josephine? So let's continue to be good to each other. We're so blessed to have each other and your support. So grateful that you came along with us on this journey. Man, I would have not even considered, that we would be, so blessed. We had 83,000 subscribers. I mean, that's nuts. It's nuts. But that's because of you guys. And we are grateful for that. So we're moving forward. We're moving forward. So with that, I want to send the love of my sweet wife to everybody. Dillan is just amazing. We are in an undisclosed location. I've been here for about a week, maybe 2 weeks. I got a little bit longer to go. But at the end of it, I think folks are going to go, okay, that was very, very interesting. So with that, are you guys ready to go to Hawaii? Okay. We're going to send our aloha and our love to you. Dillan, if you're there, let's go to Hawaii. Let me see.
hard working every day. I'm stressed out 24/7, babe. No timeouts. Wish we could fly away. You and I go to our favorite place. Oh yeah, yeah. Make special memories together. I'll be your company now and forever. I say we fly away. You and me go to our favorite place. Feeling the sun on my face in a